All right, now we're going to talk about the theories behind markets and marketing. Ansoff, Michael Porter, Rees and Trout, and John Kotter are the theorists that I'm going to cover in this. Some of them you will know, some of them you may not. I want you to pay particular attention to Igor Ansoff. I will come back to him many times during the face-to-face sessions. Igor Ansoff was born in Russia, in the Far East, in Vladivostok, which, if any of you know Russia, that's the end of the train line for the Trans-Siberian Railway. Ansoff divided management decision-making into three aspects: strategic, administrative, and operational. Some of the other concepts he put forward, which were later popularized, included core competence and competitive advantage. One of his most famous creations is the Product Market Growth Matrix, a tool to plot generic strategies for growing a business via existing or new products in existing or new markets. That's the Product Market Growth Matrix up here. And this covers pretty much every decision criteria you need to make about expanding your business. Are you going to expand and grow your business into new markets with existing products, new markets with new products, the current market with the current product, or the current market with new products? So it provides the framework for thinking about how to grow your business, and it's very comprehensive. The more interesting model, which came in his later work, is the discontinuous change model. And there are two modes: incremental change and discontinuous change. Incremental change is stable, reactive, and anticipatory. Discontinuous change is entrepreneurial and surpriseful. Now, Ansoff argued that incremental change, every business should be doing it all the time. Entrepreneurial change or discontinuous change, the business should be able to see this. They should be able to make proper analysis of what's occurring in the market and reasonably forecast the discontinuous changes that are going to occur to their products or markets. Surpriseful change are the things that they couldn't forecast, that come out of left field, and they need to react to them. And if you can be the perpetrator of surpriseful change, you have a distinct advantage. In one of your assignments, you'll be asked to model your idea on this discontinuous change framework and show where you sit. Michael Porter. Oh, we all know lots about Michael Porter. He's published widely, written extensively, and is very well known for his work on competitive advantage and competitive strategy. What we know most about him are these things: the 5 forces analysis and the 3 generic strategies. 5 forces: the threat of new entrants, the bargaining power of buyers, the threat of substitutes, the bargaining power of suppliers, the rivalry among existing competitors. Contrast this with Blue Ocean, and you can see how these theorists are arguing about what influences change to corporations. Porter is an economist, and he's largely looking at industries rather than companies. The 3 generic strategies that Porter refers to are cost leadership or differentiation. You can be a low-cost provider or a differentiated service provider, but you can't be both. You have to choose where you're going to be. Now, please note very clearly that he's not saying lowest price. What he's saying is lowest cost. You need to think about that in terms of what it means for a business. Al Ries and Jack Trout are the marketing experts. The latest series of books by Al Ries with his daughter, Reese and Reese, after Jack Trout passed away. They're marketing professionals. They created the term positioning as related to the field of marketing and authored Positioning: The Battle for Your Mind. They're pretty good. A more recent book is called The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. Your brand isn't what you say it is, it's what your customers say it is. People are inundated with information and attempts at communication. Forcing your way into someone's life will almost always not work. You have to change minds by simplifying your message. If you can't win in your category, create a new one. And 80% of learning and sensing is done visually, so make your product visually attractive. John Kotter, another Harvard professor. They publish a lot. His international bestseller is Leading Change, written in 1996. It's considered the seminal work in the field of change management. It's described as simply the best single work on strategy implementation. The book outlines a practical 8-step process for change management: establishing a sense of urgency, creating guiding coalition, developing a vision and strategy, communicating, empowering, generating short-term wins, consolidating gains, and anchoring new approaches in the culture.